welcome back to VW Farm. We have all our weather stripping in, and now we're going to work on the door and shelving for this greenhouse. For the door, right here we have a little bit of a slope, so we're going to bring it up about 7 or 8 inches, so it'll be a step down, but that way the door can swing outward and we will be able to get in. For the door, I'm just using all the scrap wood that we have, and then we're going to build the frame out of pressure treated wood. There's the general frame. I also have a piece that I'm going to put in the center, and then for the corners on the outside we're going to do the same thing we did for the roof rafters, and then on the inside we're going to use the same style piece to screw in. Should work out pretty well. This door has been nothing but a pain right in the butt, but I finally got it to where I want it. I had to trim a little bit off this 2x4 here. I made it a little bit too big. If I were to do this again, I'd probably leave an 1/8 to 1/4 inch gap, and we are going to put weather stripping on the other side here, so when we do shut it, it'll seal. But we got to put our plastic on the outside. Other than that, it's really coming together. For the door latch, I just got a basic door latch, and we just got to drill a hole and put this together, and then here's our clamp piece that will hold it shut. It's nothing fancy, doesn't need to be fancy, and yeah, so that's what we're gonna do. I haven't done anything like this before, so I'm just kind of winging it. I know it's a little high, but I have this piece here in the center, so it's gonna have to be a little high. And of course, it's not long enough. That's okay. I'll go get my router and we'll have to recess this in a little bit. No big deal. That's not the prettiest cut I've ever seen, but it should work. Another good way to accomplish this recess would have been a wood chisel. But it's recessed. That should give us enough depth. Let's go back inside out of the rain. Whew, that's better. The rain makes everything so miserable. What I did is I took this machine screw and I made a dimple on each part where I want the screw to go through. That way I can drill it. I'll show you what I'm talking about. There's a small dimple there and a small dimple there. What I'll do is I'll get a drill bit and I'll drill through, so then I can thread these machine screws through, and that's how you attach the door handle. It's pretty simple. This door and this handle have been the most frustrating and hardest thing in this whole project, but it's done. It's a little tight. It's a little tight fit. If I were to do it over again, I'd probably leave at least an 1/8 to 1/4 inch. I will be putting some sort of weather stripping around and everything, so when it closes there's no gaps. I mean, you can see there's some pretty decent sized gapping, especially on the hinge side. I know we're going to want air exchange, but I want to be able to control that air exchange, because if I just have all these cracks and crevices, we might not be able to keep it warm during the winter, which is what we want. So I want to be able to control what air comes in and out. That's why we weather stripped all around. That's why we're going to weather strip the door and all that. But the door, it's pretty nice. Opens right up. Closes. It's a pretty nice door. We're going to put plastic on the outside of this and cover that all the way down, and then what we're going to do with this tiny little bit on the bottom is just put a piece of metal straight across. Still waiting on the metal. Hoping this upcoming week that it's going to be ready, and then we can metal all the sides, and then we'll have to figure out some heat and build some shells, but we're working closer and closer to that goal. The tin is here for the greenhouse. The greenhouse is about 3 feet from the edge of the plastic to the ground. These are a little bit longer. These are just over 3 feet. So I'm gonna go grab some sawhorses and get them set up, and then we're gonna cut right down the line on one of these. 37 5/8 wide, and we need 36 inches. So I'm gonna trim off this rib the whole length of this sheet, and then we should have enough to cover the side. So I'm gonna get that done, and I'll be right with you. One thing we decided to do is pull this rubber roofing up into the greenhouse, and we're going to cover it with the tin so when the rain comes down, it won't flood into the bottom. That was something that we learned during all that rain we got. Notice how we picked the color green for greenhouse. There. I'm going to get that all screwed in, and then we'll work on the other side. And just like that, one side is done. Now to do the other side. All right, time to struggle with this side now. There. Now I'm going to finish up this side, and I'll be right with you. And just like that, the back or the side's done. Now we got to work on the back. And now it's time to get this side screwed in. All right. Now I'm going to get that screwed in, and I'll be right back. There we go. Let's check out the inside. It's starting to get dark on us. It's 6:20. It's 6:20. Starting to look like and sound like a greenhouse. That is it for right now, though. But next time we get working on this, we're going to finish the front. And then I'm going to put the plastic on the door. Got the front tin done. Still got to get the plastic done on the door. Working on that next. And the front is completely done. And we are basically all sealed up. Weather stripping on all the corners and seams. I just have to put some weather stripping and blocks on the other side so when the door shuts, that all seals all the way down. But other than that, we are all sealed. So now we're going to get the top on, and then we want to put hinges on this, and then we have to figure out a sort of leg system. All right, we got this all built, and we got some hinges. Let's get those installed. I got my hinges mounted, and just trying to eyeball how I want to do this. After some trial and error, finally got the shelves how I want them. I made them a little long. They ended up hitting our roof rafters, which wasn't a good thing. So I moved that board over a little bit, and we're going to cut that edge off. But I'd say that's pretty nice. This edge is rubbing. That's what that noise was. That there. Then That edge is rubbing. I just have to cut those ends off, but that's pretty good. That's a nice shelf right there. We're going to cover the tops of this with hardware cloth, and it should be pretty good. Now we have to build the shelf for that side, and on this side we're going to put a barrel planter, which you'll see in a later video being made. But when these shelves aren't in use, they fold right down, which is really handy. I got the table legs made. I just screwed them in for now with just a single screw so it pivots. But I am going to get a bolt and probably put a bushing in there or something so it will pivot better. But that's pretty good. And we're pretty level too. Just a freckle off. That's okay. Just a greenhouse. That's one table done. Now I just have to get this side done. Got a lot of off-camera work done. We got these shelves made and they fold down. You move these legs inward and they fold right down. I got another one over there. And it's working pretty good. We have this hardware cloth on top. Just to kind of, I don't know, be a way for water to drip out when you water. And so this is where we're going to end this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and share the video around, and we'll catch you on the next one.